Can you guys hear me okay?
Speak right into the mic.
Hello? Is that okay? Okay. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone for coming out. I know everybody who comes up here to speak about an issue that's very personal to them and touches their heart, that it means so much to us to have your support and to have you out there listening to what we have to say. So just give yourself a round of applause real quick. We appreciate it. As I said, my name is Tyler Zabel, and I am currently serving in the Army National Guard, Charlie 1 of the 178 Infantry Unit out of Kankakee, Illinois. And I've just recently put in for a conscientious objector status. And I joined the military when I was 17 years old. I joined for a lot of different reasons, but the main reason why I joined wasn't for the college money. You know, it wasn't for, I mean, it was for an adventure and something like that, but I really wanted to protect my country and defend my family, and I kind of, you know, I was ignorant that this was an illegal, immoral war. You know, I really didn't know at the time. So, you know, I apologize for that, and now I feel like I need to do something about it. And when I joined the military, I signed a contract saying that I would protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And right now, there's domestic terrorists residing in our capital that are waging an illegal, immoral war. And with the help of people like the American Friends Service Committee and Iraq Veterans Against the War and all the other activists that are working hard, I intend to stop it. So, the CO process is a very, it's an interesting thing. It's kind of hidden in the regulations. You don't really get any briefings about becoming a conscientious objector in the military. And rightfully so. I mean, of course, they want to keep us in. They don't really want to show us that we have alternate options, which is why there's so many AWOL troops right now, which is why, you know, there's a lot of guys who don't feel like they have another option, and they end up doing something like hurting themselves or hurting others when they don't really want to. And there's been an amendment to the CO process, which I think scares a lot of people away from it, and that is that when you apply for CO, you have to pay back any college money that you've like earned or that they promised you, and you also have to pay back your enlistment bonus. So for me, I don't think that it's, you know, that big of a deal because I haven't fought overseas. But for someone who has fought overseas and has paid their time and feels the need to you know, speak out or to stop fighting the war, I think it's really unfair to them to have to pay back this money. So I think that that's one thing that really needs to be changed and not a lot of people know about. And you know, it's a really scary thing to do this process. A lot of people are kind of deterred by, you know, I assumed that I could be going to jail for this. You know, I thought that there was a lot of negative alternatives to applying for CO status. But the truth of the matter is that that I have to do this simply because, you know, in the words of Gandhi, you know, in this cause I too am prepared to die, but there's no cause for which I am prepared to kill. You know, I mean, I would die for any one of the military, any of my military brothers and sisters that are over there, just because I know that a lot of them are over there because they really want to make a difference. You know, I mean, I wanted to be a hero. You know, I wanted to help people, and I honestly thought that's what I was going to be doing. And I think that there's a lot of people who are still in that mindset. So I think that we definitely need to support our troops in the war. When I haven't had a lot of drawbacks in the process so far, but there have been a couple. When I first started the process and I had my first counseling statement for the conscientious objection, my squad leader was reading to me AR 600-43, which is the conscientious objection manual that the Army gives out. And he just read me a few lines about what the process was going to look like. And I asked him after he got done with the process, I said, "Sergeant, could I get a copy of the manual?" He told me that that document was classified. Of course, it was my own ignorance to know that I should have, I should have known that, of course, this document is not classified and I am allowed to find it and have a copy of it. But just to think that there was a guy that I was about to be going overseas and fighting for, killing for, possibly dying for, that is going to lie to me, that really scares me. That, there's probably a lot more guys like that in the military. And then I had my chaplain's interview, which is the first part of the conscientious objection process, and it went really well. The second part of the process is a psychiatric evaluation, and I went down to Fort Knox, Kentucky to do that part of the evaluation, and it was a lot of really basic questions. Do I think about committing suicide, or do I feel like people are talking to me in my head or something like that? And the last question that he asked me really tried to trip me up with, and he asked me, so there's 300 million Americans in this country, and a lot of them, might have fought for us in the First World War or in wars before, and Revolutionary War, and what would happen if those 300 million Americans decided not to fight, or they had your mindset? And I said to him, well, I guess I can answer your question with another question, and what would happen if the entire world had my mindset? And he said, well, I guess I wouldn't have a job then. So, and yeah, it's a hard thing to do when you're trying to. A lot of people try and put this as as I should really be protecting my country, and I have this duty to fulfill protecting my country. But I don't see the world in terms of countries anymore. This is one world, this is one country, and someone fighting for his family in Iraq is just as much my brother as someone fighting for their family here in the States. So, so if I could leave you with one thing today, it's just to empower you to talk. Every one of you has a voice, and I'm sure that all of you use it. And we have to keep up as long. This war has been going on for a long time, and I'm sure that many of you have been speaking for a very long time. And I just don't want you guys to give up hope. We can't just talk to soldiers and tell them that this process exists, that there is an option for if they feel the need to escape the military. There's the GI Rights Hotline that you can get information on there to. They'll guide you through the entire process and help you write your application and fill out the conscientious objection manual, and that's about all I have. So thank you again for coming out, and have a great day.